This conference will now be recorded.
Hello everyone, very good morning to all. So in last session we discussed about a class, right? Okay, let me open the file class. So now we need to discuss about constructor and this keyword only, right? Let us go with the same file. Now I'm saving the file with the name class2.html. You can take any name here, no problem. I'm just going to take the same only, right? Now let us remove this object creation. And this is the variables we are having. Okay, so variables and the methods, I mean nothing but properties and methods only. What is a class? We know class is a collection of properties and methods. Okay, now you are having two variables under here. Okay, now this is the name variable, this is the city variable. All of you try to see this concept is very important in entire React. This concept we can use mostly. So what we need to do now, you are able to see document dot write, and if we can run the file and we can see the output of the program as well. Now you can see exactly here what we want to do. The same program, I'm not changing anything, or else okay, you want to do employee, add employee, create employee, delete employee, like this also we can create the methods. Whatever you want, yes, you can create it. Now you can see this is welcome method, this is test method. Okay, let me remove this also, we don't want anything. Now welcome message to the user only. So welcome to, I want to display welcome to Ram from Hyderabad. So I have to display the values like this. Okay, so this I am removing, welcome to Ram from Hyderabad. We have the variables here, properties here. Those properties values I'm not adding here, I'm just hard coding the hard coding, I'm just keeping a static string there. Now let me create an object where or const, you can take anything, no problem. Const obj equal to new sample. Sample object is created. Why created sample object? Once you created an object, then only we can access the thing only. So now you can see obj dot the method name only. What is the method name? Welcome. So now if you can run this, I think you can check the output of the program. We just running the file and we can see, oh, I'm not getting any output. Let me check, I'm having any error in the console. Yes, I have an error. Welcome, spell mistake in the method calling. So welcome, welcome is the thing. Now if you can refresh, now you can see we are getting output. But remember, you have two things here. One is RAM, one is Hyderabad. You kept statically na. Remember, I have already two properties na. These two properties I want to use in my method only. So these are the properties, and we know that these are the class members. So name and city and welcome are three members are there in the class. In these three members, two members are properties and one member is a method only. One member is a method. Total members of a class are three. So including properties and methods, we can call them as a members. Now question. So I'm going to access this name and city. Generally, these are the class level variables. I mean, if we can declare a variable in the class, wherever we want, we can access within the class only. Remember carefully, not outside of the class. For example, can I access the variable name directly outside? So is it possible document.write or console.log, can we access them? It's not at all possible, and you cannot access the name and city variables outside of the class. Within the class, wherever you want, you can access them. So the reason what I'm doing in place of this, I'm just concatenating the variable name. So in a string, how can we keep a variable? And we know that this is concatenation we have to use. This is also the string. Let me concatenate here. And this is going to be something called city. Now you can see I'm calling the welcome. I created object, I'm calling the welcome function. Now I told you, right, sometimes the properties of a class may be used in the function. I mean, sometimes the function execution may depends upon the class properties also. Whatever it may be, you can use, or it may be depends upon the properties of a class. Now I'm done. I'm calling the welcome function. If you can refresh, you are going to get an error. Undefined city and city, am I defined or not? Can you see what is this? I didn't understand. I told you these are the class level variables. I mean, they are called global variables of a class. Global variables of a class. I'm saying, I'm telling you the word, remember carefully. These name and city are global variables of a class and not a file. If it is a file, wherever you want, you can access within the file. But these two variables are available within the class, and wherever you want, we can access them within the class only. That too. Okay, now, right? Okay. So now, why? It is simply saying that a city is not defined, Andy. City is not defined. I defined city now. I defined city. Now you can take my name or some variable like this. I'm going to take this also my name. Now you can see my name is going to be not defined. Earlier, name is a predefined keyword, maybe the reason, that's why it is not giving error. Okay, but you can see my name is not defined. After that, city is also not defined. Error is also very clear. Uncaught reference error, my name is not defined at sample class of welcome function, and we need to check it here. Now the question, all of you try to see. This is very important question. How can we access the class members? How can we access the class member into members into another member, and another member? This is the question. How can we access the class member into another member? I mean, actually, we know properties are the members of a class, and methods are also the members of a class. We know that, right? Properties are the members. Both are called, we can call them as a member, and members members of a class. I mean, right. Now my question, how can I access these two members into welcome member, and right answer, in the class by using this keyword is the answer, and now immediately question, what is this keyword? What is this keyword? Do you remember, Andy? In JavaScript, when we are working with event handling, I don't know whether you seen this or not in the JavaScript, Andy. When we are writing some on click or on mouse over, you remember, I believe, on mouse over, MOUSE mouse over is equal to, we can have something, Andy, log coords. I think you remember this, I believe. So in this, I will pass the parameter this, and what is the meaning of this here? What is the meaning of this in the class? Remember, here in this point of view, actually we can take this into a div, and yes or not, right? A div and something, I'm going to take a div. For this div, we can have something height and width, and we can log the coordinates. When we are hovering the mouse, and these coordinates are going to be logged, this is nothing but here this keyword refers current element, and what is this? Current element. Current element, to which element you binded this function. In this variable, the current element div is going to be available. That is the meaning of refers. Here this keyword refers the current element here in a class. What is this keyword in a class, Andy? So in a class also we can use this keyword here. Remember, this keyword refers the current class object, and this is a predefined object. Dollar, this keyword is a predefined object, and predefined object. This is a predefined object in a class by itself. This code is available by default. We don't want to declare it. It's a global in every class. Whatever the class you are having in this code will available automatically. You want me to show you one thing? One minute. So I want to show you one small thing. For example, I'm writing one function, and about this. Okay, don't worry. This is the function. Don't do anything. Just you can return. All of you try to see. I'm writing this keyword, and I'm returning with this keyword. Now you can do one thing. So console.log, I'll have to try to see obj of about this Sunday. I'm right. I just want to show you what is the meaning of this keyword here about this. I'm calling that function, and now can we see in the console what is the output you are going to get? I cannot see my name. Okay, do one thing. Let me keep this in com. Okay, or else you can no need to call this because of error. Script execution is terminated. Now you can check this. You are calling this is a see the this Sunday. What is a this? This is an object now. This is a predefined object. Here this keyword refers current class object. That's why I'm using this word called current class object. So what is a sample ND? This is our current class now. Wherever you are using this keyword, I mean in whatever the class you are using this keyword, this keyword holds the information of the class ND. Simply if I want to tell you, this keyword is equal to sample class only. That's all. What is sample class can contain, this keyword also contain the same thing only. Nothing difference is there. What is a sample class? Simply still you want to say, we will say, right, Xerox copy. This is, remember, this is Xerox copy of sample, I can say, right? I mean, what is the meaning of it? So Xerox sample class is original. This is a duplicate copy. I mean, whatever the original copy can contain, the same information will available in this keyword. Na? This, if you can understand, that's all I need. This is what about exactly the concept of this keyword. So, but in a class that is different. But in an HTML elements, you can see in this, if you can console.log in the log coordinates of this keyword, you will get the current element information here, current class information in this point. The place where you are using that is very important for better understanding of this keyword only. Where you are using inside a class this keyword, then that is going to be contains the information about the class, current class information. If you are using on an element, this keyword contains the information about that element completely. So this is the information of the element completely. Here in the class, the information about the complete class. Now you can see this is an object now. Can you see in the console also it is printing like this, my name and something. Now how can we access this, and now you can see now you are getting this now, right? So dot name and now you can check this dot my name, so we can access like this and my name. Now you can check this, you're getting gamma, and you can see you can write city object dot value and object dot value, you can see Hyderabad we are getting. So I understand how can I access the properties of a class. Okay, now you can go and check this. I'm just going to access the properties into the welcome function. Right now I'm having error, name is not defined. In this point of time you should use this dot my name and the current class dot my name. You can use this dot city also. This keyword refers current class object dot my name object dot city. Now you can see you are getting this na? Welcome from Hyderabad. You can change the values also. Now I'm changing the value as Chennai. Now if you can refresh, you're getting the value from that now. So this is the way of accessing the one method in one property into another property. For example, Andy, if you can understand this, all of you try to see. I'm going to do one small thing. If you can understand this, okay now, let me do one thing. I don't want this function. Let me keep this into comment. Okay, for our understanding, we written just to know the purpose of this keyword, right? Now try to see. I am calling display function. One function I'm creating. Okay, na? Right. Remember carefully. I'm not writing anything in the display function, and I'm not calling anything also. Right. So will you get any output here? No, you didn't. Your object is created, but you didn't call anything. Now I'm calling obj.display and can you please tell me? Can I get any output? You created display function, but do we have any output in this? No, we don't have any output in the display function. It is created, but can we get any output? No, nothing. I'm not getting anything because you didn't write anything in the display function. Okay, can anybody tell me please, how can I access this welcome function into display function? I don't want to call welcome function. I want to call display function. By calling display function, I want to get the output of welcome function only. So You know how to access this variable into this method by using this keyword. So now this welcome, I want to access into display function. Sometimes what happen in the class, sometimes one function logic may required in some other function also. So in this point of time, we have to call that function into this function, right? Sometimes we can, what is the purpose of a function? It's all about the reusable logic only. We can write reusable block of code in a function. Sometimes one function logic may required in each and every function. Then you have to call that function into your function. Definitely, right? So can you please guess how can I call the welcome function to display function? If you can understand, things will becomes very easy in for React understanding, Andy. So how can I call that function, Andy? So display function I'm calling, and here I'm calling display function. In the display function we don't have anything, but I'm asking you, if I call the display function, I have to see the output of the welcome function. Then what I need to do? In the display function, you have to call it na the simple thing, Andy, by using this dot welcome. That's all, Andy. We don't want to do anything. This is, I think, very good. You sent the message in the chat window. Display and this dot welcome is the way. Now you can check this. We are getting output. But what is the function you call? I called display function. The display function is calling welcome function. This welcome function is calling these two variables. Can you see how they are linked together? Sometimes remember carefully, one member may be reused in another member, right? So what is the purpose of a function? Reusable. Sometimes one function logic may be available into other function also. This is the purpose of this keyword only. I think you get some clarity, I believe. Without this keyword we can do anything. Wherever you go, this code is common. Java, .NET, Python, PHP, wherever you go, Andy, there is a concept called this keyword. So this is a way of accessing the values and the properties, Andy. Let me show you one small program to you for better understanding. I don't know whether I'm having that program. I'm showing you server side keyword, Andy. The server side programming also we are going to use the same, Andy. Nothing difference is there. Let me show you. This is going to be. Let me show you 1 minute. Oh, it is structured. Oh, what happened? You can open a file, class 3. Okay. Can you see, Andy? Here also, can you see how I'm accessing? Here also I have welcome function, the same situation I taken here. But this is the PHP variable, Andy. In PHP, they will use dollar keyword in front of the this. This is also predefined keyword in every class. But the only thing, way of accessing may be different, Andy. Way of accessing may be different. Can you see? This is in PHP. Just this dot name is in JavaScript, only, but keyword this is common. Keyword purpose this is the same wherever you go, whatever the programming language you can learn. But everywhere we can see the concept called this only. So we called the method call the this of welcome in PHP. This is what we in PHP. In JavaScript, we are simply calling this dot welcome. Can you see the difference? And the same story now, whatever the file you are having here, same welcome function, display function, and I'm calling display function. If I can call display function, this is going to be called this only. Concept is same only some syntactical difference you can observe here, because PHP syntax is different, Java syntax is different, JavaScript syntax is different completely now. All right, you should just understand the thing like this only, right? So anyhow, let me do one thing here. I'm sharing you this in the chat window. Copy this for interview purpose only. Very important. People may ask us in interview, so these points you can keep forever somewhere. Okay, then? Right. Very nice. Now, next concept is going to be constructor, Andy. This you may heard about in maximum programming languages. I think constructor, somewhere destructor also will be there, right? We have constructor. What is the meaning of constructor, Andy? normally constructor and destructor, generally in every programming language we have this concept called constructor. These constructor functions are available inside the class only. We cannot access outside of the thing only. So constructor is a predefined, so constructor is available inside a class. Okay now, so what is a constructor? Remember carefully, a constructor is a predefined function. Simply, first I want to write this point. A constructor is a predefined function. Simply I'm writing like this only. A constructor is a predefined function. It's predefined in every class, in every class, in every programming language also. Java, .NET, Python, PHP, JavaScript, wherever you go, this keyword is there, class is there, constructor is also there. And okay, now constructor is a predefined by default in every class. Whatever the class you are defining, that is predefined. But one doubt for me, sir, did you define anywhere constructor here in these classes? No, we didn't define constructor. And right, let me do one thing. I'm going to create one class. Let me save the file, and this is, I'm saving this as class3.html. Let me save the file here. Okay, now right now can you see? Let me remove all this stuff. I don't want variables also under this time. So we can create a class with only methods, only properties now. Let me do one thing. I'm not having this. Okay, let us clean up completely, and object creation also I'm clean up. This is your class only. Inside the class, what we can define generally? So inside the class, we can define the class properties only and methods only. So now this time I'm just going with only methods. Try to understand. I'm calling one method called welcome, welcome, welcome. Let us simply write one message, document.write or console.log. You can use anyone, no problem. Paragraph tag open close. Simply, this is welcome function. This is, understand the concept only. This is welcome. Now I'm going to write one more test or something. You can take anything and no problem. This is what exactly we are having. Test. I'm writing document.write. This is test. Have paragraph tag here. This is test simply. Okay now? And we know that how can we access this? By creating an object. Now can you see SAM? Okay, obj equal to where obj equal to new sample object is created. Once it is created, we can call them now. How can we call them? Obj.welcome and obj.test. Up to here we know. So nothing difference is there. Let us go and run the file class3.html. I'm just going to run the file class3.html, and you can see document spell mistake is there, document document. Now you can check this, all done. In the output you are getting welcome, you are getting function, nothing different. Sunday generally generally we know whatever the function you created, we have to call the function by creating object. Without creating object, can we call? No, it is not possible, right? So you are able to see the constructor, and exactly this is the constructor. And what is the constructor? Is a predefined function. Let me do one thing. I'm going to define the constructor. You have to define the constructor only. So constructor, and this, let me save the file. Okay, forever. Right now you can see constructor is a predefined function in every class. Fine. Let me define the function and predefined, and you have to write the function. Let us do construct or constructor is the function. Okay now, right? Inside of it, you are writing document.write. I'm just say with a paragraph tag or h3 tag, whatever you want, you can take it, no problem. I'm writing this is constructor. construct or constructor. All of you try to see. All of you try to see what is the difference here. Welcome is a function, test is a function, constructor is also a function. Okay, let me do, we called all these. Now you can check this. I'm going to, no, I'm not creating any object. Okay, I have a one doubt. Constructor is a special function. Constructor is a predefined function provided by the JavaScript. So will it call automatically? Now I'm refreshing the page. Do you have any output here? No. Now you can see I'm going to create an object where obj equal to new sample and new sample. So if you can refresh the page, can you see I just created an object. Remember carefully, I'm not calling the methods only. This is the way of calling methods. Na? I'm not calling the methods, I'm just creating an object only. That's all. Once object created, now I'm refreshing the page again. I have a doubt. I'm not calling any of the method. Remember carefully, if you can refresh, can you see Andy? You are able to see an output na? Constructor you are able to see, but I didn't call the constructor function. Okay, I'm removing object only. You can save the file. Okay, nothing happened. I'm creating an object. If you can come down and constructor is calling. Now, if you want to get the output of other functions, we are calling those functions. Na? This is welcome. This is just you called. And am I call this constructor function? No, Andy, I didn't call, but constructor is executing, right? Remember carefully, guys. Here, the point I'm going to write here, very, very important. Remember, the constructor function will call automatically when an object is created, and this is going to be called automatically when an object is created. We don't want to call it, but okay, you said this point well, sir. We don't have constructor function, sir. What will be happen? Nothing, only if it is there. Remember carefully. Now what is going to be happen? You can see the two methods output only. Remember, when we are creating an object, this is object creation. First, it will look into the class. Is there any constructor? If a constructor is there, the constructor method will be called. If a constructor is not there, it won't do anything, and you have to call the remaining methods manually. But constructor method is there in the class, that will be called automatically. When we are creating an object within the entire class, this object will look for a constructor. If the constructor is defined in the class, that is going to be called automatically. And can you see, guys, one thing? You define the constructor at the bottom of the class, right? So first I define welcome. After that, you define test ending. Wherever you can define in the class, but constructor is the function that is going to be called very first ending. This is the first function which is going to be called automatically if it is available, right? Anything, everything we want to call in the constructor, yes, we can call. So now you can write this dot test here. Now I'm not going to call here. Let me do one thing. So in this constructor, I want to call the remaining functions only. How can I call this only? This dot test, I'm calling this dot test. I'm calling this dot welcome. Now I'm not calling them, just I'm calling constructor when object created. Now you can see constructor called, after that a test function is calling, after that welcome function is calling. So actually we don't want to see. I will tell you the purpose of constructor. Don't worry. Just we can see the purpose of why. What is the purpose of constructor only? Why should I write a constructor in a class? So earlier there is no constructor. Remember, some people will write the logics without constructor, with constructor also. Right? Some people write a class with constructor, without constructor. When can I go for constructor? When can I go for, I mean, when I don't need constructor, simply says, right? Remember here what I want to tell you, constructor function will call automatically when an object is created, and the constructor function will called automatically. We don't want to call it. That is going to be called automatically if it is available in the class only. You can write the point like this also. If it is available in a class, if it is available in a class. Understand, Andy? You see, I don't want to tell you. When we are creating, first you need to check it, right? If, I mean, constructor is created by you only. You have to keep that, may be a predefined function, but you have to keep that into the class only. Okay, no? Right? Constructor function will call automatically when an object is created, right? If it is available. Oh, I think this point should not be here, I think. Constructor function will call automatically when an object is created. Okay, let us write the point here, no problem. If it is available in the class. If it is available in that class, that is going to be called automatically. Otherwise, it will be omitted and we don't have any problem. Why constructor? At what point of time I have to define the constructor only? What is the purpose of constructor? Simply says, right? Nothing but if we want to execute execute some logics. Okay, this is better. How can I write Andy? The point, what is the purpose of constructor ante? Just I want to tell you one thing Andy. Whatever the logic we are writing inside the constructor, that is going to be available in each and every function automatically. Let us write this. Whatever the logic which is going to reusable, whatever the logic which is going to be reusable in the entire class and whatever the logic which is going to be reusable in the entire class, that logic we can write inside a constructor and inside a constructor. So whatever the logic we defined in the constructor, that logic will available for each and every method automatically. I am writing, right? The constructor logics will available for each and every method of a class and each and every method of a class automatically. That's all. This is the purpose of constructor and simply says I want to tell you one thing and for example, at the time of object creation, I need database connection. Simply I'm telling you. But you want to connect to database for each and every function call. Actually, if you are connecting to database for each and every function call, it is burden on the database. If 100 people are connecting, 100 objects will be created. No, I don't want to make like this, right? Whatever the logic you required in every function, that logic I will write in a constructor only. If it constructor is one time calling, that too object creation at very first time, how many methods you have I don't know, but constructor is the function which is going to be called first once object is created. After that only remaining methods will be called. So first the constructor is calling now, in that constructor function I will write some reusable logic. If we can write the reusable logic and wherever we want we can access in the remaining methods only. This is the purpose of constructor. One thing remember carefully, in a class, some logic is going to be reusable wherever you want. That logic just define in a constructor and that logic will available for those methods automatically. You don't want to do anything. This is the purpose of constructor only. Okay, now right. So that type of logics we can write inside a constructor that we have to see in the upcomings. Okay, now. So whatever you want, we can reuse it, no problem. Whatever you want, you can access it, no problem. This is the way of accessing constructor only. Now you can see, I just want to show you a small scenario. I'm taking a variable and some connection. I'm taking one variable. Connection is equal to null. Initially, there is no database connection. Let us make something like this. Now here, I'm coming here. I'm going to reset the connection and this dot connection you have to access like this now. This dot connection equal to I'm making this as a connected. What is I'm doing and connected. So let us assume simply you connected. How can I access this thing here? Now you can see, now I'm going to make a concatenation here. Don't worry, I just want to show you whether can I access that thing or not. This dot connection, this dot conne ction connection, ction connection. Here also I'm going to write this dot connection. Let me check whether we are able to access this or not. Now you can check this dot connection. Now can we see, this is the initially connection is nothing only. After that object created, I am defining the connection for the object. Let us assume. Now can you see, you can see connected is available, connected is available. And I mean This is the logic I written in the constructor. This connected, but you are able to access in welcome function, you are able to access in text function. This is the thing, and that is just I'm showing you a demo to you. This is not the serious example, and if you know database functionality and maybe in React we can understand the purpose of constructor. But one thing, remember, whatever the logic I'm defining in the constructor, that logic will available for test method, that logic will available for welcome method. That is the purpose of constructor. See, initially we don't have any connection. Connection is empty. But in the constructor, what constructor will be called? Constructor will be called at the time of object creation. I mean, before calling every method, your constructor is creating database connection only. Once that connection is created, and we can call that connection wherever you want to know. Right? That's what exactly the purpose of constructor. In every class, in every programming language, we have the concept called constructor. Maybe in other programming languages, there may be some syntactical differences only you can observe. This is all about the thing only. The next thing I have to talk about inheritance. By discussing this inheritance, you will understand what exactly inheritance. I mean, I think these basics are enough for understanding React only, right? The major 5 concepts is enough actually. So you've seen already functional component. I mean, fat arrow functions, simply arrow functions. And next one is going to be a class, this keyword, constructor, and finally inheritance. And these 5 concepts are enough to understand your React. But we will discuss some other concepts also, don't worry, right? Okay, all done, guys. This is what exactly we need exactly, right? Okay, great. So any doubts you can carry on, please. Next session, I will discuss about